Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, stop what you're doing. Stop playing the game. Stop mowing the lawn. Stop washing the dishes. Stop cleaning the crib for a second. Because over here, it's just hoops. I'm Amari, and I don't know if y'all know who this is, but this is my buddy Darion. We have a podcast called Just Hoops. You know, it's his first episode on the pod, so welcome my boy.
I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you can have me today. And let's get going.
Yeah, man. Hey, fresh cut. How you feeling? Obviously, first recording with the cut. How you been feeling, man? A lot different or what?
It is a lot different, but I like it. I feel like I don't know, it grew on me quick. It didn't really take time to adjust. But yeah, I'm rocking with it. I feel like it's fresh. So
yeah, I always I keep finding myself just moving my hand through my hair all the time.
I play with my hair all day now.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, no more dreads over here on the pod. Special episode today is we have another guest. Obviously, we promised y'all more guests will be coming, and now we are trying to increase the what's that word I'm looking for? The amount of guests that we give to y'all. So GM of the basketball tournament TBT. Don't know if many of y'all have heard of that, but a team up here in Fort Wayne. He's a GM of that team, so looking forward to picking his brain today. But before we get to that, we got a double ball knowledge test because obviously we had no recording last week or on Tuesday. My guy, if you want to explain what was going on.
Yeah, I had to get my computer fixed. Moral of the story, and I thought it was gonna be quicker than it was, but it wasn't. And the lady was here as well, so just double interferences that life happens. But we back now.
We back, yeah. So double ball knowledge test before we get into our interview with Garrett. But yeah, you want to start or I'll start?
I can start. All right,
bet. What we got?
My test for you today is in the entire summer league, which top 10 players have averaged the most points per game?
Okay. Ooh, this is tough.
They're all under 10 games played. But they all have played more than one as well.
Okay. This is tough. I don't know where to start. Is VJ played? He played yesterday. I don't know how updated this list is. I didn't even get to check how much he had yesterday.
15.
So VJ is VJ on the list?
VJ is not on the list.
What's bro's name from Utah? Bryce Sensabaugh or something like that.
Bryce is not on the list.
Man, Coop
is not on the list.
Oh, brother.
There's 4 All-Stars on here.
4 all? Oh, this is all time?
All time, yes, not this season.
Oh, okay. This makes sense now. All right. Okay. Now I gotta really reshape my thinking. LeBron had a bad summer league, I believe.
Yeah. I don't even know if LeBron's top 25.
Man, all-time summer league performers. Oh. Summer league is not my area of expertise. I'm not gonna lie to you. But let me think.
All of these guys, besides 2, are current.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant is not on the list.
Melo.
Melo is not on the list.
This is not a good start at all. You said all these. What was the last thing you said?
All but 2 of these guys are current.
All but 2 are current.
No, all but 1. I lied.
All but 1 is current. All right. I'm going to start shooting. Dame
is number 3.
Damian Lillard.
26.5 points a game.
How many?
26.5.
Ooh, that was Hogan. Lonzo had a good summer league, but I don't think scoring wise. I'm gonna Lonzo.
Lonzo's not on the list.
Tatum?
Tatum is not on the list.
Bro, this is tough. Kyrie.
Kyrie is not on the list.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis is not on the list.
Andrew Wiggins.
Wiggins is not on the list.
Cat.
Cat is not on the list.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is not on the list.
Bro. Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook is not on the list. One of these, okay. First guy, he's not on this team anymore. When he's not on the team that he got drafted by.
Luca.
Not Luca.
Did Luca plays? I don't think Luca plays somebody. He's not on the team that he got drafted by. It's a lot of people.
He had a playoff run, fell short, had the team on his back.
Jimmy.
Not Jimmy.
Okay, hold on. That's enough right there. Playoff run, fell short, had the team on his back. That's enough. That's enough. That should be able to give you something. Jalen Brunson.
Not Brunson. I guess I shouldn't say good. They had a great season. I would say that.
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell, number 1, 28 points a game.
Oh my God. Oh, brother.
This is next guy.
Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
Not on the list. I don't even know. This is tough. This guy, let's see. The next guy went to LSU.
Ben Simmons.
Not Ben Simmons.
LSU. Naz Reid.
Not Naz Reid.
Darion Sharp.
Not Day'Ron Sharp.
LSU. This isn't an LSU guess, but James Harden.
Harden's not on the list.
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar is not on the list.
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry is not on the list.
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is not on the list.
Bro, what is going on? Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard, number 8, 25 points a game.
Paul George.
Paul George is not on the list.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin is not on the list.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Marcus Aldridge is not on the list.
CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum is not on the list.
You think that's funny, huh?
I'm just laughing at the rapid fire. You just throwing them out there.
This is crazy. De'Aaron Fox.
D Fox is not on the list.
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine is not on the list.
Cade Cunningham.
Cade is not on the list. The next guy you could get, he's a guard.
This the LSU guy?
Guard from LSU.
Guard from LSU.
Drafted in 21.
Guard from LSU. Guard from LSU. Guard from LSU. Drafted in 21. That was Zion and them. Or was Zion before Anthony Edwards? Zion was 2019, actually.
Yeah.
2021 would have been not Cade, not Paolo. Ooh.
He was the 27th pick, if that helps.
And he's LSU guard. LSU guard. I'm struggling.
His team all SEC. SEC all freshmen.
Bro. I have no clue.
He's one of the guys that is a possession stops here player.
Cam Thomas?
Cam Thomas, number 2.
Cam Thomas went to LSU?
He did 1 year.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Man. All right. D'Angelo Russell,
D'Lo is not on the list.
Mike Conley,
Mike Conley is not on the list.
Julius Randle,
Julius Randle's not on the list.
Brandon Ingram,
Brandon Ingram is not on the list.
Kyle Kuzma,
Kyle Kuzma is not on the list.
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole is not on the list.
Bro, come on, bro. What is this? What are we doing right now, bro?
The next player, also a guard, Kentucky boy.
John Wall, De'Aaron Fox,
No.
Jamal Murray.
Nope.
One of the Harrison brothers.
Nope.
Quickly.
Nope. He was around the Quickly time.
Shea.
No.
Around the Quickly time?
He was 21st pick. He was drafted 2020. Come on, you should know this one.
Kentucky guard. 21st pick. Kentucky guard. 2020 draft.
He had a he was an all-star last season.
Whoa. All right, hold on. Hold on. All-star last season.
As in 23-24.
All-star. Okay, let's go team by team. Portland didn't have no all-stars. Lakers, no. Kentucky guard, right?
Kentucky guard.
Clippers, no. Maxey.
Come on.
Okay. All right.
26 points a game. This next guy, UCLA.
Westbrook, Lonzo, Norman Powell,
Drafted 2023.
2023 from UCLA.
Yes.
Jaime Jaquez.
Correct.
Really?
Number 4, 26 points a game. This next guy is a.
How many I got left, man?
1, 2, 4. He had 4 left. Next guy went undrafted. Went to Gonzaga. He was in the 2023 draft.
Drew Timme.
Yes,
sir. Shout out Unc.
Next player. Didn't go to college. One of the high school players. Drafted in 05.
Came out of high school. Chris Paul. Then he went to college. What am I talking about?
He was a second-round pick.
He was a second-round pick. Oh, shoot.
I'm going to let you see what you can do from there. But
okay, I don't remember where these guys were drafted, but let me think of guys that came out of high school. And drafted in 05, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Drafted in 05 from high school. Bro, I don't know, actually. Obviously, LeBron came out of high school. Garnett was from high school, but drafted in the 90s. J.R. Smith?
Not J.R. This guy was drafted to the Sixers.
Drafted to the Sixers in 05. Elton Brand?
No. Played for the Sixers for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years.
Really? Um,
I went to Atlanta.
Joe Johnson,
Not Joe Johnson.
Josh Smith,
Not Josh Smith.
Paul Millsap.
Not Paul Millsap.
Wait, Philly to Atlanta. Lou Williams.
Lou Will. Lemon Pepper.
Mm, okay.
Number 9.
Bro.
Two
Yeah, I got two left.
left.
Brother.
You guessed pretty close with this guy. But it wasn't the right one. He got drafted to the Pelicans. Or
Zion?
undrafted, signed by the Pelicans. He went to Duke.
Undrafted, signed by the Pelicans, went to Duke. And I was close.
You were
Undrafted, went to Duke. Duke. Pelicans, Duke. It's not clicking.
His father was also in the NBA.
He had a dad in the NBA. Went to Duke. Pelicans. He's on the Pelicans now?
No. He's currently
Wait, no. What year did he get drafted? Or did he like come into the league?
2013.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking completely wrong here. All right. Okay. Let's think. Came in the league in 20 Seth Curry.
Seth Curry.
Turn me up.
Last player. Drafted to the Spurs last season.
Jeremy Sohan?
Actually,
Wemby?
not drafted. Signed. He went undrafted.
Josh Christopher?
Not Josh Christopher.
That was a couple years ago. A Spur. Let's just shoot. Julian Champagne.
I would be surprised if you guessed this. It's kind of hard.
Trey Jones.
He went to Memphis.
Went to Memphis. I immediately went to like Wiseman to Memphis Spurs undrafted.
He spent his entire first season pretty much in the G.
He played this year though?
In the league?
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean?
He's currently a free agent.
Oh, brother.
The last team he was on was the Utah Jazz. And as of January 3rd, he is a free agent.
Went to Memphis. I don't know. I have no idea.
David Jones.
David Jones. Bro, who is David Jones?
A summer league.
Bro, what type of 2K generated name is that, dude?
That was difficult.
Hey, bro, that was about 30 minutes. Hey.
That was okay. You started off rough. You could have got D Mitch. You don't remember D Mitch going crazy summer league?
No, I don't have any summer league memories at all. At all, actually. It's crazy.
The bottom half was rough. The top half, I think he could have cleaned up a little bit. But
all right. My little test, hopefully it shouldn't be as hard as yours. Pick a number, let's say pick a number 4 through 10.
go 7.
7. All right. We'll be quizzing you on 7 players. I want you to name how many teams these players have played for and what teams they played for.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right. Player number 1, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon. I want to say 2.
Okay, what teams?
The Rockets and the other team that's coming to mind is the Blazers, but I don't know. I don't think that's right.
That would be incorrect.
Am I going to? I'm correct or?
Oh, I mean, I'll give you three guesses.
Three guesses. Okay.
You get three incorrects per person.
Um, is it just the Rockets?
It is not just the Rockets.
Let's go. Okay. Rockets. I really don't know. Atlanta.
Incorrect.
All right.
All right. He played for the Toronto Raptors in his last season in the league.
All right.
Next up, Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen played for the Bulls. Played for Spurs.
Scottie Pippen did not play for the. You
His
know what you're doing? You know what you're doing? You're thinking about the 2K simulation we did. And
no.
I be doing that a lot when I'm thinking about immaculate threes. I do that a lot. Like the other day, I was like, "Did Gary Payton play for the?" But he played on 2K. He played for the Spurs,
Oh, I
but
thought
not
he.
in real life.
Okay. I thought his last season was with the Spurs. Okay, the Bulls. Who does Scotty play with? Did he play with the Blazers?
The Blazers is correct.
Is that it? That's it.
Are you telling me or are you asking me?
I'm telling you, that's it.
That is not it. That'll be one incorrect.
There's another team. Okay.
There's another team.
Bulls, Blazers. Scotty. Who does Scotty play with? Bulls, Blazers. I don't know. I thought that was it. I don't know. Mavericks. That's not right.
Incorrect. Do you have one more guess that you want to throw out there?
Might as well use it. Bulls, Blazers. Wow, I really don't know. Let's go East or not East. Let's go Grizzlies.
Incorrect. It was the Houston Rockets.
Rockets. All right.
Player number 3, you're 0 for 2, Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh man, the rainbow. We got the Celtics, the
Incorrect.
Magic, the Heat,
Correct.
um, the Cavs, Suns. Celtics, Mavs, Cavs, Heat, Suns. That's it.
Are you asking or telling?
I'm telling.
That will be incorrect.
What? Who am I missing? Celtics, Cavs, Magic. Wait, hold on. Celtics, Cavs, Magic, Heat, Suns. Um. Oh my God, the
I was
Lakers.
like, what?
What am I doing? The Lakers. That's
The
it.
Los Angeles Lakers is the last team. Bro, I was about to say, come on now.
That's crazy. Okay,
Next up, we have Russell Westbrook.
Brody, OKC, Houston, Washington, Clippers. That's it.
That would be incorrect.
OKC, Houston to Washington. Are we counting teams that he actually played for? Because he got signed by the Jazz and then got flipped to the Clippers. If we're counting,
Yes, we're not counting that.
okay. Um, who am I forgetting? OKC to Houston to Washington. Oh, to the Lakers and then to the Clippers.
That would still be incorrect.
What? He didn't play on the Sonics. OKC, Houston, Washington, Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers.
That would be correct.
There
Player 4, Russell Westbrook, is done. Next up, we have the mailman, Karl Malone.
Utah. Oh, I don't know. I just remember his time at Utah. Just Utah to use a guess here.
Incorrect.
Okay. Utah. Did he play? Oh, gas. The Cavs.
That would be incorrect.
Okay. Um, I don't know. I'm just trying to throw teams out there now. Utah.
There's this year with this team. I'm gonna give you a hint here because this is the only reason I remember it. It was a very, very funky looking year because they had a whole bunch of Hall of Famers, but they were old.
Whole bunch of old Hall of Famers. Whole bunch of old Hall of Famers.
Not all of them were old at the
Right.
time, but
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This was literally his last year in the league.
Whole bunch of old Hall of. I don't know. Washington.
Incorrect. The Los Angeles Lakers, the year after their three-peat, when they did not win the championship the fourth year. They had Gary Payton on the team, Karl Malone, Kobe, Shaq. So yeah. Our second to last player, Derrick Rose.
Shout out D Rose. Chicago, Cleveland, New York. Um, Grizzlies. I use a guess there. That's it.
Incorrect.
Okay. Chicago, New York, Memphis, Cleveland. Um, Minnesota. Forgot about the 50 ball. That's it.
Incorrect.
What two am I missing? There's one.
There was a year with this team where Derrick Rose was back in the MVP race. He finished ninth in MVP.
Where D Rose was back.
Yep. So say the teams you said again.
Chicago, New York, Cleveland, Memphis, Minnesota. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Back in MVP race. Oh, what team am I forgetting for D Rose? What team am I forgetting? I really don't know. I feel like that was all of them. I don't know. I don't. I guess I should. I can guess, but like nothing is clicking. The Lakers, not the Lakers, but
Incorrect. The Detroit Pistons.
oh, he was on the
He
Pistons.
was on the Pistons.
Oh, that's
Your last player, Dennis Rodman.
oh man. Okay, Chicago, Houston. No, that was 2K. Uh, Chicago, Detroit.
Hmm.
The Lakers. Um, the Mavericks. That's it.
That would be incorrect.
Chicago, Detroit, LA, Dallas. Um, I'm trying to think of who he ended his career with. Did he play for the Spurs? Spurs. That's it.
Correct. Way to go, way to go. So you finished with 3 for 7?
3 for 7.
3 for 7. All right, yeah, that's all ball knowledge we took. Probably took longer than we probably should have, but hey, had to get him out the way. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this interview with Garrett. Show support so it's easier for us to get other guests on the pod. But yeah, other than that, we'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, as promised, we are joined here by Garrett, Fort Wayne champs GM from the basketball tournament. Garrett, how you doing?
Good, good, great. Actually, right in the middle of our training camp for TBT, so I'm excited to kind of talk about it and kind of get into it with you guys.
Yeah, we're very excited to talk about TBT as well as we don't know that much about the tournament. We've heard about it and stuff like that, but yeah, we're excited for this opportunity. Appreciate you for joining us.
No, anytime, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so wanted to just start off talk to us and the people about your role as GM for the champs. How long have you been in this
Yeah.
role? Stuff like that.
Sure, yeah. So I've been doing this for 10 years. This will be my 10th year having a team in the basketball tournament. We started in 2015. Um, Kind of got into it through, I used to work for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, which is an NBA G League team, and I actually worked there from 2007 to 2017 on the business side. So how I got into it with TBT was I found about it. 2014 was TBT's first year, and a couple of our Mad Ant players, former players, won. They were part of the Notre Dame Fighting alumni team, and they won the first year. And I heard about it. So I asked some of those guys, like, "Hey, what is this tournament? Like, is it the money real?" Because they won $500,000. It said. So I was like, "Is this real?" He's like, "Yeah, it was all legit. We all got paid. It was a great event, really well organized." So then I was like, "Hey, I know some guys. I work for a G League team." So I put a team in, and the team we had just won the G League championship in 2014, and then almost won it again. And we went back to the finals in 2015, but didn't quite get the job done. But in 2015, I basically invited all of the guys from the championship team in 2014 to play in TBT, and we got six of those guys, and then three other former Mad Ants from different years, and we actually made a run all the way to the semifinals at the Final Four in TBT, and that kind of got me hooked on it, and I've just been addicted to it ever since. It's just really fun. It's just set up just like the NCAA tournament. So you win, you advance. If you lose, you're out. One team wins the million, and that's it. So I love it. It's pure basketball. You see players that you'll recognize from college, from pro, ex NBA, big time overseas guys that are fresh out of college. You mentioned that IU earlier. We have Luke Goody from that just got done with IU. He's on our squad. Just added him like 2 days ago because he was trying to decide whether he was going back to school or going pro. He's going pro, so he jumped on board. So really cool team. Excited to get started with it.
Yeah, you mentioned Lil Goody. He was really excited when he saw that name on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Luke's a great guy. Luke is actually. So I also, after the Mad Ants, I started a basketball agency with Jeff Potter, who was the former owner of the Mad Ants and general manager. And so Luke has been around. I've been around Luke since he was in high school. He would work out with our guys in the summer. We'd have open runs and training at OPS here in town. And so it's been cool to kind of see him move up the ranks in college and just do so well. And now to get to see him on the champs for TBT is gonna be really cool. Our team this year is really Fort Wayne centric too. It's Luke Goody, obviously. We have Trevion Cruz, who went to Northside High School in Fort Wayne. We have Jared Godfrey, who's the all-time leading scorer at Purdue Fort Wayne, and then Tony Mitchell. And Tony was on that championship team in 2014 that won the Madness title. He was the MVP. He won the dunk contest 2 years in a row. He was the Finals MVP. So it's just cool to see all those guys kind of share the court from kind of different eras, different ways connected to Fort Wayne. But yeah, got a great squad. We just finished our second practice here a couple hours ago. So just gearing up, and then we'll be at Hinkle Fieldhouse at Butler University here for our first game on Saturday at 9 p.m.
I know you said you asked the players when you were working for the Mad Ants. I just wanted to ask, is
Mm-hmm.
any kind of specifics that they have to join this league? All right, what's the requirements for that?
No, so TBT, it's originally it was just open to anyone, open invitation. Now they get to kind of select the teams and decide if you're qualified, but it's wide open. So what I've turned the team into, as I've got more far away from the Mad Ants, my Mad Ants time, a lot of those guys have retired, have kind of aged out, or I just haven't been around the Mad Ants as much. We've kind of turned into more of almost a mercenary team, I call it, where I just look, I scout. With the agency, I'm always watching overseas basketball, always looking at analytics, looking at stats, and I just kind of pinpoint guys that I like, and I just reach out to them on Instagram or find someone I know that knows them, and so really, it's whatever you want to put on the team. Most of the teams are filled with professional players, but there's guys that maybe play in pro-ams they're really good, but just never played pro, or there's guys that used to play pro several years ago. There's a lot of college alumni teams, but usually those teams are still filled with guys playing overseas, guys playing in the G League, but
Yeah.
just happen to go to the same school type of thing. So there's no real qualifications. Like there's been teams like the first year we played, there was a team called the Pistol Shrimps, and it was a group of like female hairdressers from California that just decided to play in it, and somehow they got in, and then they got beat by 70. But it was like fun, and that was more of the Wild West back, and now it's kind of a bit more formalized. But so yeah, there's no qualifications. It's just whatever the GM wants to however you want to put the team together.
Yeah, I was wondering. I know you talked about putting teams together. How much turnover do rosters have each year? Is it usually really fresh, or you bring a lot of guys back?
It really depends year over year. I usually try to bring a decent amount of returners back. Obviously, it's a lot of it depends on how it went with each individual player, like how they did. A lot of times, though, it's the players might have conflicts. Like maybe they're in NBA summer league, maybe they're playing somewhere else overseas during the summer because there are some leagues that go on during the summer, or they're rehabbing an injury. So like this year, we really only have two guys that played with us last year. And a big part of that is like I mentioned, there's several guys that are rehabbing injuries. And also, we lost in the first game last year, so you don't want to just bring back the exact same team. Obviously, something didn't work.
Right.
So I've added a lot of different guys this year, the guys I mentioned, but then also some of those mercenary guys too. Like there's a guy named Ty Gordon who he's won the championships his first 2 years overseas. He won in the Czech Republic with a team called Nymburk, and then he won in Turkey this year with a team called Trabzonspor. And so like guys like that, they're just proven winners that and put up big numbers. I just reached out to, and boom, he's on the team. So yeah, so it's there is usually there's definitely quite a bit of turnover. There's been years though where I've brought back almost the same team or at least the core group. It's just a lot of it's up to the players, like if they're available or not.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, what made you, since this is smaller than the G League and working with the Mad Ants, what made you go in this direction instead of just staying connected with the Mad Ants and working with them?
Yeah. Well, so the Mad Ants, that was my full time like actual job where I was the vice president of sales and marketing. So I was doing all the sponsorships over the selling group ticket packages, selling season tickets, and a lot of other things. So TBT was always it's more of like a hobby or something you do on the side. It's not like a full time thing. Like honestly, being the general manager basically means like you're the team dad or the team mom, or you're organizing all the stuff on the back end, the travel. So all these guys, I mean, only a few of them live in Fort Wayne or near Fort Wayne. Everyone else had to fly in. So that means I had to book everyone's travel, find places for them to stay, find out how are we going to pay for this because I don't want to spend, $30,000, but I can. So I had to go find sponsors and people that have names on our jersey, sponsors on our jerseys, sponsors on our coaches' polos. Like right here is a good example. Simplex Security is a great sponsor. We were just actually at Master Spas, which is a big company here in Fort Wayne that makes spas and hot tubs and cold tubs that go all across the country. They're a sponsor, and we just did a recovery session with them. So that's what the GM role is. You're the organizer. You're the guy that it's not just doing the fun stuff. Like the fun stuff, scouting players, recruiting players, but you got to do all the dirty work. Like, hey, find out how these guys are all going to get here, book their travel, make sure guys show up, deal with any issues that come up. Find, hey, do we have gyms to practice? How are guys going to get down to the game? We got to organize rides. So it sounds. I think some people think it's like TBT is almost like fantasy basketball come to life. Like you can just pick what players you want and they're going to show up. Well, it's human, nature. Like or you're dealing with human beings, so it's not like that where you just pick a player and they're here. Like you have to build a relationship. They have to trust you. They have to know you're going to follow up on whatever you said you're going to do. Because guys at this level, like they're not going to pay for their own flight. They're not going to book
Right.
their own hotel room. Like they get paid, a lot of money to play this game. So you're lucky just to kind of get them to be willing to give up a week or two of their summer because it's the pro basketball season. I mean, especially overseas, a lot of these guys might be getting home in early June, mid June. And then they're going to go back in early to mid August. So you only get like a month and a half, 2 months back home. And some of those guys, when you're away from your family that long, that's a long time.
For sure.
So yeah, so that's kind of how the GM role, how I kind of so yeah, you just do it on the side. Like right now, I work full time for the Fort Wayne FC, the soccer club in town. Obviously, Amari, very familiar.
Yeah.
Um, so I just am doing this kind of on the side, and it's just kind of this for this week or two. Then I'm doing this as well. But yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously a lot of overseas players, coming in and playing for these teams. How much time? I know you mentioned you guys had practice today. How much time do you guys get to prepare for the tournament? Build a little chemistry.
Yeah, that's a great question. When I first started the first year, we literally had, I think, one practice and then maybe a shoot around. Now you can't really do that and get away with it. Like you have to have some kind of a training camp, mini camp. Now, with that said, it's tough. You can't get guys to commit to coming here for 10 days and then also then that means the expenses of doing this goes way up. You're paying for their housing and everything, hotels or Airbnbs. So I usually do. So the guys got here yesterday. So that's July 15th. And then we'll have practices every day till July 18th. And then we'll go down to Indy on the 19th. I'm sorry, we'll go down to Indy on the 18th, have a shoot around there, and then have a shoot around the next day, and then the game. So we usually get like I would say around 5, 6 practices in beforehand, and that's about all you can hope for, expect. But there are some teams that still just do it very show up the day before, maybe have one practice and go. But those are usually the teams, honestly, that don't go very far.
Yeah.
Especially now, as the tournaments got more advanced. I mean, especially the alumni teams, they turn it into like almost like a reunion for the guys and the fans. So they'll bring everyone back to their school. They'll have like a week of a training camp, and then different events where season ticket holders or alumni can go meet the players again, to be around the players, and then they go to the tournament. So it's definitely become more of a structured thing and you have to. I mean, you can't expect guys that don't know each other to come together and be good. You got to give them that time to gel. Like tonight, we're going to scrimmage against some college players, just to get that real game-like atmosphere in, to really prepare. I think that's key. We've scrimmaged guys a couple times in the past, and I feel like it always helps you because you can really get a feel of what guys can do, what they can't do, and just how to respond to adversity and that sort of thing in a real game situation.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
This is going off track of the more so of working with the champs and the Mad Ants. Just with your 17 years of personal experience, what made you know this is what you wanted to do and this is what you want to be involved with?
That's another good question. I didn't really have a real plan in college. Like I got a bachelor's degree in marketing. I always thought I'd be more like doing helping create brands, commercials. When I graduated, social media was just starting to become a thing, but not anywhere close to what it is now. So I thought I'd be more on that side, like helping branding. And what I ended up finding out is there's a lot more sales jobs than there are traditional marketing jobs. So I got a sales job with the Mad Ants, and that was because I was just a big NBA fan, and I was watching games all the time, looking at the stats every day. And then when I found out the Mad Ants were starting a team in Fort Wayne, and it's right down the road. I was from Angola, Indiana at the time. I was just like, okay, put my resume in. Never didn't have any sales experience, but I just kind of learned it as I went and did well with it, and kind of just stayed and kept moving up the chain. And it's just fun. I look at having a job in sports. It's a lot of work. So it's not like I always tell people, you're not just there watching the games or being around the players or whatever. Like if you're doing that, you're not doing your job. So, but it doesn't feel like it's never felt like a job to me. Like the Mad Ants or even this Fort Wayne FC, it's fun. It's something different. It's just a different atmosphere and different. It's almost like my boss at Fort Wayne FC, Scott Sproat, always says, it's like a lifestyle. It's it's not a traditional 9 to 5 at all. Like there'll be days where you're putting in 16 hours, 18 hours. But then there's other days where, hey, you have some flexibility because it's off season. So you have to love it because there is no like glory in it. Like I think a lot of people think, oh, it's just a cool job, but there's a lot of work and grinding you have to do. Especially, like right now with 4NFC, like, hey, we're building a new stadium. We're changing things up completely. It's going to be a whole new kind of model. Like we're moving up to USL 1. So there's a lot of work that goes into that behind the scenes to make it happen. Like, sometimes people ask, well, what do you do in the off season? You just get to take the off season off, or you just done? It's like, no, well, that's where all the work, the preparation
Right.
goes in. Um, so so yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to get involved because I just, especially with the Madden, I just loved basketball and wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask that because I'm going into junior year and I quickly learned that, it's not just, oh, you're at the game doing all that. It's a lot more than just that.
Oh yeah,
So I wanted to see
yeah,
what made you stay committed to it and stick
yeah.
with it.
I mean, I'll say like when I started with the Mad Ants, it was I'm doing straight sales and I'm selling season tickets, I'm selling sponsorships, and you're making 60, 80 cold calls, and I mean
Right.
like cold calls are not the most pleasant thing sometimes. Like you're just calling people, hoping they're interested, going off of lists and stuff, I'm not a natural extrovert, I'm an introvert, and to just pick up the phone like that, you had to get into the rhythm and kind of learn from it. And what I'll tell people that if you're trying to get into sports, what I would look to say to do as many internships as you can. If there's a local minor league team, if it's hockey, if it's basketball, if it's soccer, whatever, try to get involved somehow. Even if you're working at the concession stand, working at the merchandise stand, because then you're going to be around it. You're going to meet people. You're going to network and just be reliable. Do a good job. Stay connected with people there, and that'll open the doors for you. Like I can't tell you how many interns like at the Mad Ants that we had that went on to have great careers in sports on the business side, but also on the basketball side. There's so many interns that were on the basketball side that are now head coaches in the G League or are assistant coaches on NBA benches, and it's just cool to see that. But you got to stay committed. You got to put in the work. You can't just expect things to be handed to you. You got to go in and just do what you're told, and you're gonna have to do the dirty work at the beginning, and you just got to
Yeah.
get through that period, and then make it to bigger and better things.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, you said you're an NBA fan. Favorite team, favorite players?
My favorite player growing up was Magic Johnson. Growing up, I was a Lakers fan. I became a Pacers fan as I kind of got into like middle school, high school. So I love, Reggie Miller, that era of the Pacers. I was happy for him. And then obviously I worked for the Pacers for a couple of years. The Pacers bought the Mad Ants my last 2 years there.
Yeah.
So I was under that umbrella. I used to always like kind of the not underdog, but kind of the lesser known guys. Like I was a big like John Barry, who's like a shooter in the early. Sean Bradley is 7'6".
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I always Manute Bull. Like I was always just a big fan of like the God ball type of guys that had success. Um, but yeah, so I root for the Pacers now. So that'd probably be my team. I wouldn't say I have like a favorite player currently. Once I started to get into like the Mad Ants and agency, you almost kind of look at it a little differently, I guess. So I always just root for the guys that like I knew personally, the guys that maybe got called up and had a chance, and just follow their careers. But yeah,
Oh, my next question for you is we talked about Luke Goody coming in just 2 days ago.
hmm
How does like a college player like that, he's obviously pro ready, but how does it take for them to adjust with those pros that have been overseas or ex NBA players?
yeah. I think that it's always a big test for the college guys. I think Luke is great because he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Has a high basketball IQ. He knows how to play. He knows his strengths, and he's fit in. I mean, we've only had two practices, but you can just tell he's right. Boom, he's part of the team. And he's worked out with some of these guys over the summers. Like he's played against some of the guys. He knows Trevian Cruz, who's a Fort Wayne guy. So but it depends. I don't like to have a lot of college like rookies going in because you're playing at a level you've never played. Like even if you've played at the highest level of D1, I mean now you're playing against guys that were all the best players on their team in high school and college that have played professionally against grown men who are veterans and yeah, ex NBA. So it's you always want to have a balance. Like I really like our team this year because we have a mixture of vets and younger guys and kind of middle of their career guys. and then guys like Luke who are coming fresh out. So so yeah, it's always a balancing act, but I think Luke will fit in. He's already fitting in really well. And especially like a shooter, like you can always use another shooter out there, especially 6'7", his size. And again, just going back to he just knows how to play, knows how to make the right play.
Yeah, a great vocal leader as well. He fits into almost any program. You got another shooter in Ty Jerome or Ty Gordon on your team. I did some research. Gave Purdue 30. That was that was interesting to see 9 3-pointers made. So yeah, you can always use another shooter on the roster. I agree with that.
Yeah, we have this team is filled with, and that was one thing I always look for. There's certain metrics I kind of look for, whether when I'm scouting guys for the agency or for TBT, and one of them is, hey, if you're shooting over 40% from three on a high volume, like boom, that's a green flag, I guess you'd say now, like where this guy can shoot and play. And I think we have like six guys who shot over 40% from three. Ty Gordon being one, Jared Godfrey from PFW, Trevion Cruz, JT Shoemate. Um, Luke, I think, was right at like the 40, like 39 and a half. So basically throwing him in there as well. Eric Reed Jr. Shot like 43% from three in Belgium. Like, so we have a lot, and that's hard to defend. And in TBT, it's the college 3-point line. So it's not the Euro line. It's not the NBA line. So it's even easier for these guys. So if you got some shooters, you're always going to have a shot.
I didn't know it was college line. That does make it a lot easier for him.
Yeah, that 5 feet is
Yeah,
a
it's a
big
big,
difference.
especially guys that are used to the G League. I mean, that NBA line is just so far back. It
Yeah.
feels so much different than shooting even for like a guy like me who's not good at basketball at all. But like it's just like wow, like, you have to really put some more muscle into it, and it just throws your shot off. So when you go move back to the college line, you go, oh, this is easy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask about the atmosphere of these games. Obviously, you guys are playing at Hinkle down at Butler on Saturday. But yeah, what's the atmosphere like? Is there a lot of support that comes in, or is it
Yeah.
more empty? What's it like?
It really depends on who you're playing. We've played in front of huge crowds when we've played certain like for instance, in 2018, we made it to the Super 16. So we won two games and we played, if you guys remember Jimmer Fredette,
Yep.
from BYU, and he was a huge college star and a big name, had a little run in the NBA and great career overseas. We played his team in Atlanta and all these BYU fans. I mean, it was probably like 2,000 people that were all rooting for them, against us. So that was fun. We also played in Cincinnati, where we played the Cincinnati alumni team. That was in 2022, I think, and that was a good crowd, 2,000, 3,000 people rooting against us. We beat them. That was fun. It was always fun to beat people in their home gym. Um, but sometimes there's also games where you're playing in front of 40 people because, like Fort Wayne champs, in Indianapolis, we'll have a couple hundred people that'll come down, people that know the guys. Um, but the team we're playing is kind of more of just a mercenary team that doesn't have a college alumni behind them. So there won't be like a huge fan base. It'll be like friends and family. So like our game, the first game, it'll probably be, a couple hundred people in Hinkle Fieldhouse. But if we win and we play the Ohio State team, now there'll probably be a little bit of an atmosphere. If we win that game, we end up playing the IU alumni team, which is possible. If they win and we win, we would meet in the third game. That would probably be, a couple thousand people, some a good atmosphere. It really just varies on the team that's playing. Like there's TBT though. I mean, Wichita has a region, and the Wichita State alumni team, they get like 7, 8,000, 9,000 people for their games for a TBT game.
Really?
And last year, Louisville alumni played the Kentucky alumni team. I can't remember. I think it was in Lexington at Kentucky, or no, maybe it was Louisville. It was Louisville at Freedom Hall, and they set like the attendance record. I think I can't remember if it was like 12 or 13,000 people for TBT. I mean, so if you get in the right market, it's huge. So that's TBT. They try to find those type of markets that will support it and bring fans. And they found a great one in Wichita State. They found a great one in Louisville. Hinkle Fieldhouse was good last year because they have the Butler team, they have the IU team. There's a Valparaiso alumni team that's playing. So they've done a good job of trying to find the right teams for the right markets that will draw fans because it's not fun, to play in front of 50 people, 40 people. I'd much rather have a big crowd, even if you're the bad guys. It's way more fun to have an actual atmosphere.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I was watching some highlights before you hopped on from last season. I forget which teams it was, and I was listening to the commentator, and Like even the commentator was just electric. So I can imagine if it is, a couple thousand people, it does make it just a little better.
Yeah. And also the big thing with TBT too is they do the Elam ending, which I know that the NBA All-Star Game
Mhm.
did it for a couple of years, where that's where you play to a target score. Basically, what the basics of it is: fourth quarter at the 4 minute mark, the first dead ball, the clock goes off. You still have a shot clock, but it's game clock, and then they add 8 points to the lead score. So if it was 80 to 70, you're playing to 88. So whatever team gets to 88 first. So it creates so your every game is ended on a made basket. So it's always a game winner. And you always have a shot to get back in because you can't run the clock out. You can't just foul. It doesn't help you at all. Like you have to make buckets. You have to get that 8 points. So if somebody just locks in on defense and you're missing shots, they can. I mean, there's teams that have come back from being 20 points down to win because again, there's no time limit. Like teams panic and they don't know how to play in it, and they think they can. I don't know. Like you just things tighten up and the basket gets a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So you have to be mentally ready for the Elam ending, and I love it. It just makes pure basketball. I wish that honestly that the NBA like everybody would just adopt it because they do it at a league in Canada called the CBL. They have that every game. Is the actually that's not true. I think it's in overtime. They do the Elam ending if they get into overtime to, and it also speeds up the end of the game too. So it's a fun.
Yeah, that would be interesting for the NBA to adopt. Like you said, it would speed up the end of games and, get rid of just the fouls to try to get it in. And
Yeah, I mean nobody wants to watch that, like the
yeah,
the fouling and
Yeah.
everything. And I think if they did it just for overtime, that would even be worthwhile to make it. And it's just exciting. I mean, that's why every TBT game, if it's remotely close, the end of the game is so exciting because you have to win. You have to make the bucket to win. You can't just run the clock out or anything. Like you have to make a basket to win.
yeah, I do like that. You have to score to win the game. I think that's a good for a
Yeah,
tournament
it
like that.
creates, yep, creates a great excitement at the end for sure.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you said you were working with Potter, you started a sports group, um,
Yeah.
and that is to put a representation on these professional basketball players, correct?
Correct. So it's a basketball agency. So we represent guys that either play overseas, play in the G League, play in the NBA. So you're helping them get their next job. You're helping make sure they're not getting taken advantage of, especially overseas, making sure they're getting their money, finding the best fit. A lot of times overseas, it's about moving up. So like you might play in like a Sweden of your first year, and that's like a good start early. You're not going to make a ton of money, but that you establish yourself. Then you move up to Germany. You make like two or three times what you made in Sweden. You do well in Germany. Okay, now you're playing in Spain, making more. Now you're playing in EuroLeague or Champions League. Like it's up to the player. They got to perform. We're not miracle workers, but the job of the agent is to help them make as much money as they can and make the right steps in their career, whether it's overseas, whether it's NBA, whether it's G League. So we basically recruit people out of college, or if a guy comes to us and says, "Hey, I'm leaving my agent. I'm not happy with what they're doing," we'll take a veteran on as well. And also we've done NIL stuff where teams are guys are transferring um, to to different teams in college, and so we help them kind of figure out what's the best fit, how can they get the most NIL money, what's the best system for your game, all that kind of stuff.
Did this like passion and drive to do this come from working with the Mad Ants, or what was the reasoning behind starting this?
Yeah, so getting involved in the agency, it definitely came from working at the Mad Ants. But it was funny. I was when I was around the Mad Ants, I was on the business side, but I would hear conversations with Jeff Potter, who was the GM. He'd have with agents, and you just hear stories, and it just always seemed like a lot of the agents you hear about were like the sleaziest people, and just always undermining, and just you couldn't trust them or whatever. It just seemed like not a fun job to me, like when I was working at the Mad Ants. So it was just ironic that then when I left the Mad Ants, we decided to start an agency. And the idea behind it was to give them representation of guys they could trust, guys that would have a good reputation, be honest. And that's what we like to tell guys. Like, we might not tell you what you want to hear, but we'll be honest. We won't blow smoke. If let's say a guy's want to know, like, well, what are my options for next year? I want to play in the G League, or I want to play in the NBA. And we're like, look, you're not there yet. Like, you're not going
Right.
to get those looks. If you go to the G League, there's a good chance you'll get cut, or you'll be the 10th man. Go overseas, get established, make some money, and then go try. So stuff like conversations like that, which some guys, they don't want to hear it. They want to hear whatever they want to hear. And that's who the agents they go with. They're guys that are going to tell them what they want to hear. Where we always say we're not that. We try to be the anti-agent. We don't want to be the guys that you see on Instagram with a picture of them with a phone, holding a phone up to their ear, or like a text, like just, trying to look cool. Like we hate that. Like we're the anti of that, because we've been around this for a while with owning a team and running a team, where we don't care about just hanging out with athletes or being seen sitting courtside. Like we want to help guys, meet their goals, hit their dreams, play the highest levels they possibly can with the skills that they have.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's good to be that anti-agent, keep it real with the players, not let them waste a career that they have, if it's not there. So, and it is unfortunate that the ego can get in the way sometimes and not take what is the truth, but I think that's just a part of
Yeah,
life.
it's tough with especially with well, any sport. But if you're, let's say, you're the best player in your high school, you're the best player in your college, but now you get into the pro level, you realize, okay, I was good in college, but there's a lot now. There's a lot now. It's the cream of the crop that you're competing against, and only so many guys can make it, and it's so hard, especially for the NBA. It's so
Yeah.
hard to break in there, especially if you don't get drafted. You got to go in the back door, and it's difficult. And I think some guys don't understand how difficult it is, and what you have to work you have to put in. We always tell guys you have to treat this like a job. It can't. And by the way, you're the boss of your own company. You're Joe Smith LLC. If you're and you have to be the one putting in your own workouts, eating healthy, doing everything you can do, making sure you have a good reputation. You're not a problem in the locker room, and that's what's under your control. So we always tell guys that, like, look, do everything you can do everything right that you can do if you want those opportunities, because they're so hard to come by.
For sure, for sure. I got two questions before we get out of here. Two questions
Yep.
for you. One, dream addition on the squad. If you got any player, one guy that's gonna put y'all immediately as you think a favorite to win the tournament, dream addition to the squad, who would it be?
Oh man, that's a tough. The dream addition I've always had for 10 years was Tony Mitchell, and he was our Finals MVP, and he had played for got a call to the Milwaukee Bucks back in the day. And he just always was busy playing somewhere and would just never commit to playing. And this year, finally, he agreed. He's here and he's here. So that was my dream addition. So I'm trying to think of who am I. Another guy, who I've tried to get, and he almost played with us one year, um, Bruno Caboclo. He's a Brazilian player who he would played for the Toronto Raptors. He was very young. He was like 19 when he got drafted.
Yep,
He
yep.
actually played with the Mad Ants on assignment for a little bit. He's become one of the best bigs in Europe, and I still keep in touch with him a little bit from his time at the Mad Ants. And he's been close. He's always, the problem is always usually he plays for the Brazilian national team, and they're usually doing something in the summers. So, so he'd probably be. There's other guys. There's a guy named Jordan Lloyd who I've always tried to get to play. He plays in EuroLeague. He's in the highest levels of Europe. He was a former Raptor as well. He actually won a championship with the Raptors. And he's just, those type of guys, though, when you're in a position when you're making, $2-3 million overseas, do you want to jeopardize? Let's say you get hurt in a TBT game.
Right.
The team's not like, oh, well, that's okay. We're still going to pay you. Like, no, you're not. So those guys usually aren't willing to do it. Yeah. I would say Bruno Caboclo and Jordan Lloyd are the guys I've never been able to get. And actually, the funny thing with Jordan Lloyd is he almost did play for us in 2017, because I was coming off his rookie year with the Mad Ants, and that's how I knew him. And he ended up tweaking his ankle in summer league. So we won the first game, but then we lost the second game. He was going to join us if we had made it to the third game, but ended up not being, working out. But it's almost like an ongoing joke now with him, where I'd reach out and be like, "Hey, Jordan, this is your chance to tell me no again for TBT." And he's like, "Yeah, that's correct, but maybe next year," type of thing. But it's really, and you got to find a certain type of guy too. That's just, I call them gamers. So they just play no matter what, anyhow. And those are the type of guys, like, you can tell, like on our team right now, like Ty Gordon is one of those guys who just lives to play basketball. Trevion Cruz is another guy. And there's a lot of guys like that on our team, that you just have to want it. That it's not only just a job, it's because you happen to be really good at it, but it's just something you're obsessed with, and you want to be playing all the time. And those are the guys you love to have on the team.
Yeah. Hey, wanted to shout out Tony Mitchell. I don't know if you're familiar with Immaculate Grids. A basketball game where you gotta match, like if a player played for two teams or something like that. Tony Mitchell was my pick today. It was Milwaukee Bucks, played one season for the team. Tony Mitchell got me one of the best rarity scores you can get on the game. So yeah, shout out Tony Mitchell for
Oh
that.
wow, nice. That's cool. I did not know.
Yeah.
Was not aware of that game. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, playing it every day. But yeah, out of the sake of time, we want to thank you for joining us on here. I want everybody to leave a like, subscribe, tune in Saturday, 9 o'clock in Indianapolis. The Fort Wayne champs take on Locked In Elite in the first game of TBT. But yeah, Garrett, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
No, appreciate you guys. Yeah, thank you guys very much for having me on. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the conversation, and yeah, good luck with the podcast.
Thank you.